All right, so here we are again, and going to be starting to work on the hunting camp in the next couple of weeks. And this thing's going to be getting some more use than normal around here, although it's been doing really well. But there's something I thought about that I have never checked on this thing. And my bet is it's original, and this has almost 6,000 miles on it. And it's under here. It's the drive belt. I have no idea what the condition of that thing is. So we're going to find out today. Got me a new one, the Super ATV Extreme Performance Belt. It's about the same price as a stock one, and how can you go wrong with that name? That said, the stock one that's probably in here has lasted 7.5 years, so we'll see. But I'm an idiot because I just screwed up one of my wheel studs. I didn't clean it off good enough, and it bound up. Ooh, and this one here, this one's kind of loose too. But so I just ordered. The damn thing bound up. Ended up having to cut it off. And looks like I may want to do that to that one as well. I'm going to have to pull that one in before I put the wheel back on. But I got a set coming in. Yeah, that one still looks okay. It just popped out of its home. We'll squish him back in place. But we got a few new ones, and worst comes to worst, I can use it for a couple of days with 3. It'll be fine. But so the first thing we're going to do today, I guess, is get that cover off. This doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. So we're going to get set up and see what we can come up with. Looks like those are pretty small, 7 or 8 millimeters, maybe. Doesn't look like there's, yeah, there's a few on the bottom, way down in there. Way in there. I don't think the spring has to come off. Looks fairly accessible. That's probably a drain. Hopefully it never needed to be, because there's a seal in there. It's supposed to keep water out so you don't ruin things. But we're going to get started and see what we can come up with. So they are, in fact, on this machine, 8 millimeters. Let's try to take this out, see what's in here. Looks dry, which is good. Try not to use power tools on this because it's plastic, I guess. Be a little, oh yeah, and they're super coarse. Plastic thread type bolts. Get a little snug. Nice and dry though. That's good. The old rubber seal's doing okay. And there's the belt. Really doesn't look too bad. Not too bad at all. So what I believe I have to do now is I don't see a way, as I've seen on some of these, where you can spread this out. This bolt, I believe, has to come off, and then the belt can come off. So she's doing what she's supposed to. I don't see any rattling and clanking down here either. The face of the sheaves looks good, which is nice. It's pretty smooth in here too. So all things considered, that's not in bad shape. But it's probably, like I said, a 7-year-old belt. I don't really tow anything or really go deep on a lot of stuff, but I'd rather not have it break when I'm out in the woods. So what I'm going to do is put this thing together, save this one as a spare, and then put the new one on. And we'll go from there. So now we're going to figure out what's next. Now this turns this way. You can see it's in gear right now. It's in forwards. So I kind of expect this to be a left-hand threaded bolt, but I don't know that. So I'm gonna go look that up before I ruin this some more. All right, well, I'm kind of glad I checked on that, because you may not have to take any of that off. According to this, you push down on the belt to spread out the sheaves like that, and then walk the belt off like thusly. Huh. Ain't that something? And there she is. Really not too bad. It is a Polaris belt, so my guess is that is original. That's something. Alright, well, like I said, let's get the other one on. Seems to be about the same size, maybe a little wider. That's interesting. You would think that would be an important dimension, but we will see. We will see. Come on. All right. Playing a little hard to get. She sprung back. Now I may need to figure out how to do this. Nah, she doesn't want to go back on. Okay. Alright, we'll be back. Well, supposedly you just do what I was doing, which is get it on the primary and walk it over the secondary. So, let's get it out of gear. That won't make any difference much because it doesn't really have that much resistance. Okay, well, this is getting silly. I could just spread this clutch out again, it would work. But it doesn't want to spread. This is what the instructions actually say. Which is kind of crazy. Oop. But we're gonna go look at something else again before I break something. Alright, well, she didn't really want to do what the book said it was supposed to do, so this is right-hand threaded, so it's a 15 mil. I backed that off, so now the clutch plates will spread out. And we should be able to more easily do that. Yay. Okay, now the key is to get this baby snug back up with the belt as far out as possible, because you've got to torque this down hard again. The reason I did is I noticed there's a red mark on this that didn't line up. So either it slipped and it needs to be retorqued, or somebody had already done this job and moved it from the original factory position. So keep her make sure she's not pinching the belt. It's not. You see how the belt's going out riding on the top, which is what you want. Okay. Now we're going to go find our torque spec, because that one's probably important. So the torque spec is 36 foot-pounds. Let's see if we can pull that off. That's 25. There it is. It's about 35, 36. All right. Feels pretty good. Nothing's binding, which is nice. Let's start it up, see what we got. Seems like she's good, so I think I'm happy with that. Although the procedure, and I actually looked at the service manual to do this, the procedure says you can do it without taking that nut off, or that bolt out. I guess you can if you had something you could put an extraordinary amount of force on it, but it wasn't happy even trying to put the old worn factory belt on it, let alone this bigger one, or more aggressive one, let's say. But yeah, she looks good. Doesn't drag, doesn't do anything stupid. So we're going to get the cover put back on, get this thing buttoned up, press my other stud back in here so I can at least drive it until the replacements come in. And we're going to be done for the day. I think I may grease my drive shaft while I'm under here because it's kind of a lot more accessible without that cover on there. Anyway, that's about it. Hope you all have a good day. Take care.